Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, another morning is upon us, and we must practice our Bach. So, let's get back to it. I'll see you in the chair. Yeah, if you remember from last time my thumb was giving me issues, it actually feels a lot better this morning. I'm kind of finding the line right now, where I heard it and then I sleep just enough to get it back to where it was like yesterday. And now we're going to practice another 2 hours, hopefully. This is the tightrope that we walk. This is the rest of my life. Alright, what do we have to do today? Well, we have our Giuliani Sonata, we have our Sor Mozart variations, we have our Bach. Ooh, I like the Bach. Yeah, so we're gonna keep going through that. I've been liking starting with the Giuliani. It's funny, I'm at a place now where I'm sort of hesitant to play all the new stuff that I'm working on because I'm really good at the old stuff. I need to get out of that headspace though. I need to be okay with sucking in the practice log because that's kind of the point of it. It's just every day me working on new stuff. So maybe I'll play the Giuliani for you today if I work on it a lot. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Any updates? Let's see. I just had that tone-based video come out. So, you should go watch that video if you haven't. It was pretty good, but the guy, Jacob, he made this whole comparison between people and dogs, I think. Seemed a little insensitive to me. No, I'm just kidding. He was just going over Pavlovian principles, I guess, or whatever. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know anything. But I have a comment here from Old Man Silencer, friend of the channel. What's up, man? How's it going? I am a classroom science teacher and have been for 10 years. Do you teach creation science? I hope so. The best book on classroom management I've ever read and have ever encouraged other teachers to read is The Dog Whisperer. You guys are freaking psychos. You kids are dogs. Dude, if it works on a dog, it's gonna work on a student. Adult or kid, I don't care. Genuinely, this kind of basic Pavlovian training, that's why I said the word Pavlovian. It was in my mind, I guess. It's extremely effective for teaching kids good habits and employing consistent feedback, and for freaking keeping them in their place. It's not that I actually think of my students as dogs. Do you not? I don't know, man. Maybe that's not the worst thing. But simplifying some complexities goes a long way. I do most of my management through relationship building and consistent feedback, but genuinely, when it comes to just whole group management and procedure for the classroom, the basic dog-style training is far and away the most effective way to teach simple tasks. Hey, that's why if you ever adopt a dog, you're basically a parent. So if you have friends that have kids and you get a dog, be sure to let them know that. I've done this with high school and middle school and elementary, and it works with all of them. I mean, obviously, everything I just said, I'm just joking around. I'm just having fun here before I have to get to practicing. Jacob from Tonebase, he left a comment. Maybe we'll talk about his. Nice! Thanks so much for discussing my video. Dude, I gotta make a video about something, so we're cranking these out 5 times a week. A significant chunk of what's going wrong in the world of classical. Okay, I'm glad that you put a parentheses classical. There's a lot going wrong with the world right now. Music is because it's really neck deep in a crisis of teaching, and most people are totally clueless about this. We can no longer rely on teaching by trauma. Thank goodness. Speak for yourself. Sorry. Just kidding. Again. I don't know. It's just too easy. It's just low-hanging fruit at this point. That's my joke formula. You say something. Glad it's not like that. And I'm like, well, whatever. Just kidding. Keep going. But we failed to replace it with something else. More trauma. What we really need most is great, motivated teachers. Hey, at your service. What's up? But universities are only interested in churning out performers that end up despising teaching. Yeah, that's interesting. I always was taught, at least by my professor, that teaching and performing should be pretty much equal. You're a performer, and you're as much of a performer as you are a teacher. And if there's an imbalance between those two things, you should probably look at that. Yeah, which right now there's definitely a discrepancy between those two with me. I am way more of a teacher than I am a performer. That's why I'm seeking out more performance opportunities. And I also just want to get a performance master's, of course, because YOLO, there's literally nothing else to do in this life. What else am I going to do? Learn how to knit? It's either do that or learn how to code, and I'm not going to do that. Yeah, performers that end up despising teaching because they actually have no idea how to teach. Yeah, so they just have a discrepancy in that world. You can't teach, you can only perform. That's probably not good. Looking forward to next episode. Oh, thank you. That episode's coming out today. Hope you watched it. It was the one titled, Are You Addicted to Music? I had a whole thing on that. Teaching has been really fulfilling for me. It's a thing with guitar teachers, too, where you do a lot of times end up teaching stuff that isn't classical, but I've actually been pretty lucky in that most of my students are classical. I think that there's a new thing going on. When I was a kid, I feel like most people taking guitar lessons, like me, for example, we listened to classic rock and 90s grunge and stuff, and and sort of had an idea of what kind of music we wanted to play. But I feel like with that stuff fading out, and in that, people like me, my age and older, look at the fade out and they're like scared because they're like, oh no, my real music is dying. Now all you need to start a band is like get a MacBook, Logic, and that's like all they do, and that's a bad thing, right? Pretty much every kid that I have that goes into guitar lessons, they just have no concept of like rock music or grunge or anything like that, and they're really coming in as just like blank slate as a kid comes in to learn piano, or as a kid comes in to learn like art of some kind, like painting or whatever. They have no like concept of what even those subjects are yet. They're like, oh, this is my first lesson and I've never thought about this, which that sounds like it is a bad thing, but I think with that they come in with less ego and they come in with less expectations of like what they should be learning in a guitar lesson, and it makes it way easier, especially to steer them towards classical instead of something else. I don't even have to fight them on if they want to learn rock music. Like, they don't even know what rock music is. So it's just like, well, let's just skip all that and we'll just work on classical. And then they end up playing it, and then that's just what they get into. We're sort of in like a golden age of classical guitar in that sense. It's an interesting shift that we're going through now. All right, I think we can probably wrap this thing up. Thanks, guys. Friends of the channel, Jacob and Old Man Silencer. And, you know, if anybody has anything to say on anything I just said, feel free to leave it and we can discuss that. But for now, I need to practice my Bach and my Sor and my Giuliani. So let's go ahead and get to that. I'll see you in the piano bench. This might just be a light practice day where I work on the Giuliani. My strings need to be changed. That's probably going to be the next episode. Also, my guitar is so greasy from like coconut oil from my beard. That needs to be clean. That's an issue. Anyways, I'll see you on the other side. You know what, I think I'm done playing for now. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring you closer. Here's the thing, I've been neglecting the Sor Mozart variations like a lot, because I want to like work on it before I play it. But the thing is, it's so big and there's so much to work on. I think what'll be good is if I just play through the whole thing, and we'll just kind of see where it's at, and I'll review the footage and all that. I'll see all the weak spots. I just need to play it. So I'm gonna play through the whole thing. This is gonna be a long one. having this thing to keep the guitar stable so I'm not fighting the guitar, wow, it made that arpeggio section so much easier. I still flubbed a few parts in there. Alright, I'll need to review the footage, but I think what came out well, the beginning, for the most part, I was fighting the guitar a little bit, and I think I can do better with that. The section after that, it was just a little, like, shaky. This part, I was getting a lot of, like, flesh catching on the string. It was a little uncomfortable to play that. But I think the answer to that, again, is allowing the guitar to, like, kind of breathe without my arms, like, on it too much. And this... I mean, I felt okay about that. It's still like a little noisy with nail sound. I feel like the finale arpeggio section at the end came out, like, I felt really good playing it. I had one little slip that was probably just because it was like better than it ever felt before. And whenever you're playing something and you feel better than ever, you always psych yourself out in some way, and you almost like have to ruin it. I know the next time I feel that way on that section, it won't be a big deal, so I'll just be able to play it. That's how I feel like when I play the fugue for you now. Like, if I get to the very end and there's no blunder, I used to like freak out and think like, oh man, there's gonna be a blunder or else this will be like the best playthrough ever, and then I would blunder. But now when I play the fugue, if there's no blunder, I like don't even think about it, and it's like, yeah, why would there be a blunder? So I don't know, just like slow improvement stuff like that. But I mean, just playing it, I think I have an idea of what I need to work on with that. I'll of course review the footage as I always do. Maybe I'll review it on camera. Whoa, I haven't done that in a while. Alright, well, I've already said enough today, I feel, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Any questions about anything before I go? No? Alright. Well, we'll end it here then. See you in the outro. Hey, well, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like and all that stuff. And hey, want some guitar lessons? I offer those, as you know. I'll teach you how to play the Sor Mozart variations. I'll try to get rid of those tension issues that you have. I know you have them. Yeah, what else we got? Comment questions, of course, feel free to leave those and I'll answer them at some point. That's sort of like a lesson, except it's sort of like if we did lessons over like mail. You know, you send me a question, I send it back a few days later, and we continue that. Sometimes it gets lost, and I just never answer it. Alright, well, I think I'm ready to start my day. I kind of want to go outside for a walk, perhaps? Man, it's getting hot. I don't remember it always being so hot. It's really hot these days. Okay, well, I'll see you tonight.